I am going to meet my mate. Heart hammering, Jane swam to the brightening water. This close to land, the sea was much warmer than her home in the sunken city of Atlantis. The sun beat down on her scales, barely diffused by the shallow water. Between the heat and her own excitement, she felt almost light-headed. Everything had a shimmering, shining quality, like a dream. She could scarce believe that this was really happening. I am going to meet my mate. She had never given up hope. Night after night, she had lifted her voice in the oldest tradition of her people, calling for her fated mate, pouring out her longing into the dark, endless ocean. Sea dragon song could travel halfway around the world. She'd heard other dragons singing from every part of the ocean, yet none of their harmonies matched hers. No one's voice had ever answered. Yes, I hear you. I am yours, yes. She kept calling, as one by one the rest of her peers either found their match or shrugged their scales and dropped out of the chorus. Not everyone could be fortunate enough to find their mate, after all. It was simply a fact of life that some must remain forever alone. Still, Jane had persisted, season after season, year after year, until people had started to look askance at her for her continued optimism. Her stubborn search made people uncomfortable. Why could she not accept that her allotted role would never include mating or motherhood? There were many other ways of finding fulfillment and honour. To cling to an impossible dream smacked of delusion. But for her, there was no other dream. Strive though she might for excellence, she was always doomed to be a failure. She was too tender-hearted to be a warrior like her brother, too flighty for the single-minded focus required to master an art. True, she was a graceful enough dancer, but that small virtue was far outweighed by how graceless she was in society. Too forward, too loud, too over-enthusiastic, altogether too much. But her true mate would not care that she was a frivolous clownfish, the disappointment of her bloodline. He would love her anyway. In return, she would devote herself to him and their children. She would finally have a purpose. And so she kept searching, ignoring the snickers and the unsubtle comments. The pain of being a laughingstock was nothing compared to the aching loneliness in her heart. All the jeers and mocking nicknames would be worth it, if she could only find her mate. And now, at last, she would.